All right, now I believe is the time to start talking about Dark Dimension 4 and planning for specific teams, because we're starting to see people going into Dark Dimension 4. We're starting to get some results back. And I just want to go over some basics of Dark Dimension 4 and some of the planning tools that I use. All of this will be in the link of the video. This is Verandius's spreadsheet, and we're going to talk about this at length. My understanding is that there is a more, the link that I'm going to be sending you will have a more current version. I'm using an older one. And then also this one right here is the number of mini uniques for Gear 15. We're going to refer to these two quite a bit. But the main thing is this. 15s are going to be the most severe bottleneck for this game mode. And 16 characters, minimum of 2,000 15s. And there's 3 different ways of getting the 15s currently, and it's super tight right now, and I'm sure it's going to loosen up as time goes on. But the main way that I think people are getting 15s is here in the supply store, and you can see that I'm refreshing it. I'm actually refreshing it a total of 300 cores a day, and I maybe get 4 or 5 total for those 300 cores. So they cost 50,000 credits, and they show up here. And then the second way, and I just want to back up on this. The people that are in Dark Dimension 4 currently went crazy on this. I hear these rumors that there are certain people spending $300 a day in refreshing these stores to find the 15s. That's what I hear. I don't know if that's true or not. Other thing is going to be with the war store currency and buying these. You can see I've got some currency. I'm currently saving this for tech because my initial 5 that I want to take into Dark Dimension 4, Ghost is going to need the most resources, so I'm kind of saving these for tech. And then the second way is in these orbs, using the Orange Gear War Orb 2. And I did start off with a bunch of currency, so I was able to open a bunch of these right when they came out. So that was good. Other thing too, a lot of people say it's kind of annoying to fill out this spreadsheet, and the easiest way to fill out this spreadsheet and to find your inventory levels is actually right here. And I got to give a big shout out to Verandius for giving me this tip right here. You click on the eye, you go into here, and you hit the gear drop, and it's kind of in order. Right there is the War Orb 1. You can click right here. You've got the other pieces, and you can go down to the very bottom one, the right pillar. We'll have everything pretty much in the same order as right there. And then if you're looking for the mini uniques for the 15s, there also can be found in here as well. And you could just click through that. So going through these War Orb 1 and War Orb 2 to fill out this spreadsheet is the way that I did it and made it very easy. Now, I want to say this. One of the things that's very obvious from looking inside of these teams, and you can go into Dark Dimension and you can look on the teams. And what my feeling is this, that the most important nodes to look at are every third node. The final universal node that does everything right there. Okay, that's interesting. And then also the final node here. You know, very interesting to see the teams right there. And then eventually someone's going to get into this node right here, and we'll have some data there. Right now, we have one person, and that is Yags, and it's actually purely coincidental that I came to the same conclusion as him earlier this week, that this is the team that I wanted to do. I didn't make a video about it, but we're talking about it. But I want to say that there's going to need a minimum of 16 characters to get all the way through Dark Dimension 4, and I personally want to use as many top 20, top 30 characters in the game. And I think that the Hellsteel characters are going to be mandatory. So I'm going to input them right here. The Hellsteel characters are going to be Ghost, Minerva, and then here on Legendary, we've got Phoenix and Ebony Maw. I just think that is going to be, at a minimum, those are the ones going to use. And then as far as City, there's going to be the 3, at least at a minimum, the main 3 symbiotes. Maybe you could get through with 2 of them, but I'm just going to start off by saying the minimum of these 3 symbiotes to get through it. It kind of puts us in this place right here. As far as characters that I'm like very confident are going to be mandatory to get through Dark Dimension 4 in a reasonable time. Ghost, Minerva, 2, if not 3 of the symbiotes, Phoenix, and Ebony Maw. And so that puts us in a position right now where bio, mutant, mystic, you can see that we've got 3 bios, 1 mutant, 1 mystic, 0 skill, and 2 techs. And what this means to me is that I'm going to have to make good choices on skill and not use bio. So I'm reluctant to use characters like Stature and Captain America because they're bio, and we're going to get clumped up bio in this city category. And what I'm also noticing in this is that people will make it all the way to the 3rd node and they get stuck, and then they have to wait before they can go into the next 3. Then they get stuck and then they have to wait. And it doesn't seem like getting through this is difficult. What is difficult is getting into the next node and having enough characters, and that has to do with the 15 bottleneck. So I'm not sure that the best team makes a difference, because people that had the best team got here real quickly, and then they got stuck, and then they had to wait to get into the next node because they only had those characters and they didn't have characters ready to go for the next nodes. And so I'm interested in the teams that get through it eventually that have characters that I like. I'm just saying. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, let's talk about the first 5 characters I want to take into it. And I can see that right here. I need to make a decision on global, and I need to have some skill and some mutant. And that kind of takes me to this list here. We're going to look at mutants, and mutants that are global that I really like are going to be Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost. And I'm just going to say Mr. Sinister, a lot of people have already gone through and are raving about Mr. Sinister as global mutants as being, and only 54 pieces instead of 72 pieces. So I'm going to put Mr. Sinister right here, just because that makes sense to me. And everybody's talking about, let's delete all this right here. And we're going to come back to these later because we're trying to get the first characters. Now, I don't want to do any bio because I know I'm going to have a monstrous bio crunch. And so the way that I'm looking at it right now is that if I look at the bio city characters right here in this column right here, we've got Scream being relatively low cost. But she's not as important as Anti-Venom. And then we've got Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man. So I believe that for going into the first 5 characters to go into Dark Dimension 4, Anti-Venom is going to be the most efficient, or Symbiote Spider-Man. But Symbiote Spider-Man is 72, Anti-Venom is 54. So I'm going to plug in Anti-Venom right there so I can get my resources set up. So I pretty much have Ghost, Mr. Sinister, Anti-Venom, and then I need to do a skill, and tons of people. I have a split decision on this, and I just want to explain my thought. So we're looking at global skill. Black Widow, Zemo. I understand the case for Black Widow. I'd rather put those resources into Zemo. Now, what would change my mind on this, and people are getting good results with Black Widow, firstly, I gotta say most of my decision to choose Zemo over Black Widow, 1000% to do with the number of the red stars that I have on my Zemo. If you have a very high red star, Black Widow, 6-7, fine. Something that would absolutely, because I believe Black Widow might be a better choice as far as gameplay over Zemo. What would change my mind is a Black Widow rework, or the importance of the Black Widow characters. We know in the game files there's Red Guardian and Yelena. So some people are going Black Widow. I'm going Zemo because I have a 6 red Zemo, and also I believe Zemo is going to be ridiculously good in the new game mode that we're going to get out. The quick play, restricted quick play, real-time arena. As a standalone PvP character, Zemo is one of the top picks up there with Emma. And and he costs 54. So Black Widow is not a bad choice, is what I'm saying, but I'm gonna pick Zemo. And then from here on, it's Baron Zemo. The next one is I need to find a mystic, and there are no good mystics. There are no good mystics inside of global that I would want to take. So we got mystics, global. Black Widow, Mbaku, Juggernaut, Scarlet Witch. No. Definitely don't want to spend 72. So I'm going to go up to the Cosmic. And a Cosmic, I believe, is going to need a couple different choices here that are going to work. I think Hela is going to be the main thing. She was amazing in Dark Dimension 3. And then also, there's these, in this right here, Thanos, Thor, Mordo. Now, I believe Mordo may be the best for gameplay, or Thor for gameplay. In the overall picture of the game, I would prefer to be able to get through this with Thanos. And so, as far as the character, I have a 7 red Thanos. So this is somebody, if you have a 7 red Mordo or 7 red Thor, maybe that's the way to go, right? I think we all are going to have to go Hela, but I think I could do Hela in a bit. But to get in first, I think I want to look at these 54s rather than this 90 right here. I'm looking at these 3 characters, and I'm inclined to go Thanos. And the reason why I want to go Thanos is because Yags is currently using Thanos, and he's going through there with Thanos and Hela. But he was able to go through these initial global nodes with his Thanos, and he got through it. Not a problem. He took his he had Thanos ready to go first, and then he eventually got his Hela up and running. So my thinking on this is to get in, start off with Thanos. I'm going to get the benefit of using him in Alliance Wars and Arena. Black Order and having an amazingly big and large Thanos is going to be good for a long time. So the way that I'm looking at it right now, I'm leaning towards putting in Thanos right here in the Cosmic. All right, so what this is, where this puts me is 5 characters to get started. 54, 54, 50, 50, 54, 72 is going to be the tech for Ghost. And that's why I'm saying that on my war currency, I'm buying tech, because Ghost is going to need 72 and the other ones are going to need 54. So you can see that on some of these, I'm almost ready to go. And there we go. Now, for fun, let's just fill out the rest of this sheet right here. Let's say I start going Ghost, Mr. Sinister, Baron Zemo, Thanos, Anti-Venom. I need a 4th global to go in there. I think I have 2 choices, and I know you're going to yell at me on the second choice, but Emma is just like my favorite character. This is going to create a pretty severe crunch here on mutant gear, which doesn't thrill me. Now, I don't want to recommend this, and I'm not recommending this, and check back later to see what I actually do. Shield Trooper doesn't need any 15s. And I see a lot of people also doing Sabretooth, but I'd rather take those 18 pieces in Sabretooth and put it into Emma. But it's going to be, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm really curious to know if someone can get through the global nodes with Ghost, Mr. Sinister, Baron Zemo, and not Emma, but with Shield Trooper. And I'm not recommending it. Please understand, don't upgrade anyone yet. Use this to plan what gear you need to be farmed. But what's just for, I don't really want to do it. Now, the reason why Shield Trooper is a mistake is not because he doesn't take any 15s, but Shield Trooper is going to be a horrible choice if I run into a situation where I start running out of SBCs and the catalysts. Huge problem, right? So it's just, I wish I didn't mention him in this video, actually. But anyways, he's a thought. Let's go on with the rest of this. We know we're going to need Minerva for this, and I am 99 in Hela. And where I'm not going to need any city. I'm not going to need any skill here on city, I don't believe. Legendary, there's 1, Nick Fury. So we're going to need another skill, and I think that's going to be Proxima. And the reason why I want to do Proxima is I think she's going to be good in PvP. I know she's good in Arena and War, right? There we go. So to get into this is what I'm looking at. And I'm trying to keep these numbers as balanced as possible down here, because it's all going to get crazy right here when I get into city and have to do all of these bio characters. You can see how all the numbers are balancing out. And I'm just going to fill out the rest of the sheet on where I'm thinking this is going to go. And the main thing is I'm trying to keep the trait counter balanced. I think Ebony Ma's a no-brainer. And I think Doc Ock. Okay, well, I'll get into this because we're getting into... So when I look at it like this, I'm like, wow, okay, I need another tech character. Really not a character that I'm really sold on here in City for tech. So that leads me to the conclusion of Doc Ock right there. Okay, so I've got mixed, where am I on these pieces where I, because this is the total number of pieces going to be thing. Skill is going to be right there. Because we're getting these in equal numbers, right? I'm not sold on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up doing Nick Fury. And then City, right now, look at this. We got 180, 180, 180, 216, 216. Looks like I could choose Bio or Mutant, and there's no good mutants for City. And that brings me back to Scream right here, which only requires 36 pieces. Does this make sense, what I'm thinking about doing? The only reason I'm doing it this way is I'm trying to get these number of pieces as even as possible and try to get through it. Now, I'm just planning, right? And the thing that I got out of all of this is, besides, by the way, this is not set in tune. This is just what I'm thinking. What I learned out of this is that I'm personally quite stocked up on Mini 14s. All of the problems I'm going to have are going to be right here in the Mini 15s. Some of the other things that I knew I was going to have a problem with, alien spores, serum SO2, right here. I knew I was going to have a problem, but I think everybody knows that we're going to have a problem with alien spores. Now, what I did not expect is to have problems with isomers and unstable molecules and the focus catalyst. Now, this is where every day I'm coming in here and I'm pretty much always farming those. So what I'm doing is every day I'm trying to pick up. I go into Thanos right here, click on this first one, and I go right into it. These isomers right here. And the reason why these are in scarcity is that 1055 or 1053. So you can see that I'm going to run into a deficiency on these isomers, right? And it even says that right here. Isomer. This is actually the unstable molecules right here. I need 434. You can see that the numbers stack up. I've got 600 of those, 600 of those, but I've got 700 of these. Now, the one that's a real problem is going to be the isomer, which I get out of a Symbiote Spider-Man. I click this right here. This is just going to need a ton of these. Same issue, 10, 5, 3. And if I look at the numbers, looks like I'm going to need 1,000 of those, but I've only got 300. But I've got plenty of these other pieces. I got plenty of these other pieces, so I just need tons of isomers and splice genes. So we're talking about the bio pieces right here where you need 10, 5, 3. The slice X gene is going to be for mutants. Same piece, this far left piece. I'm also farming every day. And then the last one for unstable molecules. And then, of course, the focus catalyst and SBCs. So these numbers here, I'm not as worried about these as I am worried about the 15s because I'm hoarding quite a bit of orange raid orbs. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a orb opening event towards the end of December. Last year, they announced the orb opening events on December 20th. So I'm not expecting to getting any information about that for at least another couple of weeks. And then once I've opened up all of those orbs, then I'll be able to fill this out and see what I really need to farm. But what is absolutely certain to me is the extreme scarcity of the 15s. And if the new patch and would say Battle Pass or Greek Raid nodes opens up some of the ways for me to get these 15s and it becomes easier to get 15s, my strategy for this might entirely change because we are expecting a patch on Tuesday. So this video is on a Sunday. We're expecting a patch on Tuesday. My outlook for this might even change between now and then. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section about DD4. I do think it's important to start planning. At a minimum, I believe that, if you're completely done with your with your war, store currency and you don't need to get SIF or anything like that, this is the main place to get these. But people do need this currency for characters like Mr. Sinister, Carnage, Sif, and also X-23. But if you're seeing these pieces in here, I don't know if it hurts to pick them up. The one thing I will say is DD4 was just as scarce with these mini 14s, and now they've given them all away. We can farm all of them, right? So maybe they're just I for right now, until somebody beats Dark Dimension 4, I don't see them giving these 15s away or making them available. So they're super scarce right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section now. Guess what time it is? It is time for the giveaway. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account an 8-star Scared Baby Groot. This is not a scam. Massive concussion forces that can turn a tree into toothpicks. That was part of the kit description for Jubilee. And then Baby Groot is going, what did I do? Got to give a shout out. I believe it was to Monel, who made this meme. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.
You can say